Hello, and welcome to another Legends of Runeterra gameplay commentary. Today we're going to be playing Ledros Control, which I think is people aren't really playing on ladder right now, but it's still a very strong deck. If you were around maybe a month or two ago, this deck, not this exact version, but a similar enough version, absolutely dominated the ladder. I think like maybe 60-70% of all matches, like at least in Masters, we're playing this or a version of this deck. I think this deck is still very strong, even though people aren't playing it now, and it does really well into a lot of the Sejuani type decks. I think Ruination is just such a strong card. Now, my version here is running 3 Ruinations. Some only run 1 or 2. For me, this is one of the most satisfying cards in the game, and like that's the big reason I play this deck. Is just because Ruination is so satisfying. Just wiping an entire board is just fantastic. So if the enemy develops, especially on turn 6, 7, where a lot of those decks want to build a wide board and swing it, you think like something like Bannerman, even though it's not played as much, Scouts sort of fall into that. Ruination punishes the develop, and if they try to just open attack, you can punish that with your fast spells. We have removal in Mystic Shot, Vile Feast, Get Excited, Gotcha, Static Shock. Although Mystic Shot and Get Excited, we'll talk about it a little later, you often want to use this to burn the enemy Nexus to finish off. We'll get into that in a bit, but Static Shot, Grasp, Withering Wail, Vengeance, and we do have a 1 of Atrocity. I think 2 of Atrocity is a little bit much. And we do have only 1 of CorVina, because I feel like CorVina and Ruination kind of fill the same gap, and I think Ruination just does it a bit better. Now, 1 CorVina is still good because we have a deck that can use it. We have 10 units and 30 spells, so this is about as good of a deck for CorVina as you can get. But I might bump this up to 2, but I think 1 of is a nice sweet spot for CorVina, because I just love having 3 of Ruination. Now, Get Excited, we only have 2 of, and we have 3 Mystic Shots. Basically, what this means is we use these spells to burn the enemy down. If we don't get like Vengeance, we use these spells to burn the enemy down, because Ledros halves the Nexus, so the second Ledros often only does 5 to 7 damage if they've done a bit of healing, and then they're going to be left at like 5 HP, 6 HP, which we often want to burn down with spells, because obviously the lower health that the enemy is, the less efficient Ledros gets. So I've actually taken a bit of a break from Legends of Runeterra and sort of streaming. I've streamed a bit less in the last week or two, just because I didn't want to burn myself out, but I'm super excited to get back in the swing of things. I haven't actually put enough matches in to climb the Master. I think I've probably got like a 60% win rate in ranked, 65%. That's too high, probably closer to 60. But I've been playing like, meme decks and stuff, but it's time we get back to Master, so I'm going to pick like a good deck like this and try hard. Another thing is I'm going to be doing a video every single day for at least the next week, so you can look forward to that. I have some cool things planned. I'm going to show off that Von Yip deck I was talking about. I've been working on it. It's kind of like my guilty pleasure favorite meme style deck. But let's focus on the game here. So this is Zed Lucian. Oftentimes this deck runs like 3 of Relentless Pursuit. You basically slap down Zed, slap down Lucian, Relentless Pursuit, you get big value. Mystic Shot removes both Zed, Lucian, and Senna, which are 3 of the biggest threats this deck can run, so we always keep Mystic Shot here. Gotcha is a bit inefficient at 4 mana for 3 damage, and I don't think we'd keep Withering Wail or Grasp, but Mystic Shot's a definite. We also want Thermo would be great here. Now, I kind of wish I had a Grasp and a, and a Gotcha here. You often get like something like Get Excited via Atrocity, but our opening hand's good enough. Okay, War Chefs. I think we answer War Chefs with Elise here. We're happy to do that.
I don't bite.
I might consider thermoing this. Even if he uses something like Radiant Strike here, maybe this is a punish, but it's not that big of a deal. I think we definitely attack here. He can't block with War Chefs, and he won't block his Spiderling.
Skitter out from the darkness.
I mean, it's turn 3 and we haven't seen Lucian yet, so this is where he's either going to play Lucian or Zed. I mean, Senna or Zed, right? Okay, it's the Zed, and so we've read that he doesn't have Radiant Strike, right? If he had Radiant Strike, he would have played it on War Chefs into Elise, and maybe that was a bad block on my part. But I think it's pretty easy to just slap a Mystic Shot on this. Even if he has Ranger's Resolve, Zed's left at 1 HP.
Darkness.
And I think we're actually going to go ahead and Vile Feast the War Chefs too here. Because he obviously doesn't have Ranger's Resolve, so we just take the Vile Feast as well. It's pretty good value taking out War Chefs. It also gives us a Spiderling, which is just another blocker. He might have like a second Zed. Now, I don't know why he'd be thinking about this, because if you have a 1 mana spell, if you like either it's going to be Chain Vest, Ranger's Resolve, or Radiant, you always would have played that on Zed, right? Rude Awakening is super good. Okay, so he does have another Zed. And here we've got to make an interesting decision of whether or not we want to use Get Excited on this Zed. Now, I don't think we do. I think it's way too expensive. We're under no threat, we're at 20 health, and we have Spiderling blockers on board. So I think what we always do is we just block Zed with a Spiderling, we take 3 damage, it's not a big deal, and we play Vi to remove Zed. So we're gonna have enough damage. And I think that's probably the best play here. On 2, he's maybe wondering if he should single combat, perhaps off of Living Shadow onto Elise.
So young.
Yeah, it's that's the only reason I can think that you'd hesitate there instead of just block right away or pass right away. Is there ever a world where we play the less attack damage Vi? No, there's not. That's crazy. We probably want to play Brood Awakening on their turn on turn 6.
Got your back.
That's a bit annoying. We might be forced into using Get Excited on Zed later. Riposte. It's actually a massive punish. We still have 2 jump blockers, right? So we're not getting blown out or anything next turn. That's the big thing. Bright Steel and Riposte came in really strong for him there. Perhaps I shouldn't have attacked. Maybe I should just pass. But like, we're turn 6 and we're still at 17 health, right? And this Bannerman would just get giga punished by Ruination. Now he's already used Riposte, he's tapped down to 3 mana. I don't think this deck runs Prismatic Barrier. I don't think you ever run Prismatic Barrier. And so I think this Get Excited is an almost guaranteed kill onto this Zed. So I'm totally fine to just play Get Excited here, I think. I think I'm pretty happy to just play Get Excited. What do we discard though? That's the question. Crawling Sensation? Atrocity? I think we keep Atrocity Ledros so we went on turn 9 or turn 10. I think we'll discard our Elise here. Now, if he has Prismatic Barrier, this is obviously a big punishment. So right around 3 mana, but you don't really run Prismatic Barrier here.
Smell that?
Now a big question is how much we decide to block. Like, we're obviously going to level our Elise going into the next turn, but... So we need to leave 1 Spiderling alive at least. We could also always just ignore leveling Elise altogether and just drop a Vi. Like, what does a leveling Elise actually get us? Like, yeah, sure, it buffs up our attack. But I almost think I'd rather just trade. I guess is you know, I don't want to take damage. So would I rather kill War Chefs or would I rather kill the 4/3 Bright Steel Protector? What's more of a threat? We'll kill the 4/3. And we'll block like this, I think. Leveling Elise can be good in some situations, but it's also kind of a trap. That's like... Leveling Elise does nothing for us defensively, and since we have Ledros plus Atrocity, and Deny is pretty much the only answer to that, I think we're pretty good in the offensive department. Like, dropping this plus Vi, it's just super strong. If we can sneak in like an extra 2 damage here, we'll be pretty happy.
I'm what nightmares fear.
Riposte is obviously still a big threat. But is Riposte ever not a big threat? What's the worst case scenario for us? We play Vi and he plays Riposte? If he's got Riposte, then my Vi is dead no matter what, right? No matter which unit I pull. So I think we just pull Senna.
Move it.
Like, what punishes us for pulling Senna here that doesn't get punished, like, other than Riposte, right? What punishes us for pulling Senna? I don't think there is anything. I'm gonna eat those words. It always happens. I swear it always does. No, okay, we actually take out the Senna.
No. Lucian. here.
Cythria, that's fine. We're in a good spot here.
Making the dead deader.
Yeah, basically chump block into an atrocity, and then we feel really good about ourselves. We don't have a good play this turn, right? I think we're always using Vengeance on Senna this turn. Like, what's the other card that's scary? Lucian? If this is a Lucian, then we'll wish we Vengeance Senna now. I think we just go for the Vengeance. If this is Deny, it very well might be Deny. But I think we pre-commit this Vengeance because we don't have a good play this turn.
The wood can't fight back.
Okay, well, maybe we wish we Vengeanced that, but it's not a big deal.
Their pride will cost them.
Like, this isn't significantly worse for us. If he's just gonna challenge it and die, why do a scout attack?
Feel the sizzle.
Yeah, we can afford to take 7 damage here.
Eat up, friend.
I mean, maybe it wasn't a Lucian, maybe that was kind of greedy to play around, but like, Genevieve's not that scary. He should have attacked with the Genevieve and pulled a spider first. That was just a massive misplay on their part. So we definitely just slap down the Ledros, right? If you top deck Deny, not a lot we can do about it. We force them into a bad block though. Unless it's Riposte. If this one card is Riposte, then my Ledros dies and they get a strong open attack. Do I actually want to attack with Ledros here? Not really. Maybe that's totally trolling. But I can't help but wonder what if it's Riposte, right? Let's just slap down Brood Awakening. This might bait out Deny. Now that we have a bit more of a board and we're not going to get punished by an attack, we can actually go in for an attack with Ledros. Basically, at this point in the game, when you've got your win condition and you're, you know, we're at like, what, a 95% chance to win this? We're just trying to figure out how not to lose. So if I go in for an atrocity, what happens? We're just giving them more time to draw into Deny.
Defend our banner.
But Ledros is kind of inevitable at this point. What do you have on 3 cards that you're not playing anything? Like, it's okay for us to play this slow, especially with Atrocity at fast speed, right? This is either Deny or Will. Oh, they just surrender. Okay. I wonder what those cards were. If they're units, you play them, right? Well, that was a good game. I think we'll call that the one match. I'm going to try to keep the games a little bit shorter, maybe to one match a video. So tomorrow, maybe we play more Ledros. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for watching today's video. Like I said, I'm going to be doing one every single day, so I've got a lot of cool stuff planned coming, so I'm looking forward to that. I hope you guys all have a lovely rest of your day, and if you enjoy the content, you want to see more, consider subscribing. Thank you.